Surprise.
Oh, yes.
Martin Hyde.
It's an interesting thing. Well, I get started because it won't take 5 minutes and I got to go. But one member of the public here talking about the budget. It's actually quite sad. Only one member of the public signed up to talk here about this budget. There's other members of the public, Commissioner Shaw, but I'm talking about actually interested enough to participate. Anyway, notwithstanding that, this is about the millage rate. And, we could go on, we could talk about budgets and so on and so forth, but it's all the same thing. Seeing as this commission has, let's be fair, only frankly passively been involved in this budget, despite being the ones that will be held accountable for it, I thought I'd give you an example of critical thinking on a budget with my alternative. Payroll is the biggest cost at $49 million, as it is in most organizations. The city is at just over 700 staff now, compared to just over 540 when the city manager arrived 6 years ago. That's an over 25% increase during a time when the city population has increased by significantly less than 10%. The cost per staff member is therefore $70,000, plus healthcare at approximately $9,000 a year each, and other benefits when averaged and amortized out, including pension contributions, that come to another $20,000 per individual. So it costs the city an average of just under $100,000 to employ a single person annually. Natural wastage, assuming people stay for, say, 20 years, and why wouldn't they with these terms, is around 5%. So if we start a hiring moratorium immediately, we'd have theoretically 35 positions open within a year, which would be an annual saving of over $3 million for 2020-21. The sustainability department, which I've mentioned many times, it costs over $200,000 a year and sustains nothing beyond those that work here. We can adopt environmentally friendly policy without a department pointing out the fairly obvious. The Economic Development Department should be merged with the county, thereby saving another $300,000 plus in duplicated salaries, seeing as their best ideas were $40,000 for a Domino's pizza franchise and $60,000 to underwrite bad credit risk car loans in District 1. Legal fees should be reduced by 20%. Saving another $500,000 potentially by invoking more stringent risk management and not pursuing dubious claims, which such as those, including those against Ecom, and still after many years, we're still pursuing the Susan Chapman lawsuit. Unbelievable. Bobby Jones, we said it lots of times, but I'll just touch again, could be reduced to zero from the current $650,000 plus in losses by leasing it out or handing it to a conservation agreement with monies in return to cover upkeep as a public park. Increasing all scheduled replacement programs by 25%, as in by way of example, changing computers at 5 years instead of 4, would also save hundreds of thousands of dollars a year. Looking at selling surplus city properties could also generate millions of dollars and reduce holding costs. Seeing as I'm a believer in sharing the pain, it's only right that we should also look at the costs of senior management too. I'd propose cutting out the assistant city manager position that we added 3 years ago and go back to the system that we had for decades before that of a city manager and a deputy city manager. Personally, I'd promote Marlon Brown from deputy to city manager and John Legge from assistant to deputy, leaving Mr. Barwin as the odd man out, creating a saving of another $250,000 to taxpayers. These changes, you can see them here, create over $5 million in total in savings without cutting any meaningful services that could be returned to taxpayers for a much needed tax cut or invested in more police officers on better pay or potentially even a meaningful affordable housing program that these measures could fund. Here's my summary. I'm asking, though, really just here for a motion to be made to adopt it for the good of all of our citizens. I was wondering if we could get a second. I didn't think so. Good night.
Thank you. Okay.